Caribbean Thought Summer 4, or Caribbean Thought Summer Semester Lecture 4. Revisiting Caribbean History, Challenging Narratives, and Cultivating a Subaltern View. Again, welcome to another episode of the Neoliberal Realm podcast. And today this is a preview of the upcoming lecture that I will be sharing with you guys here on the podcast and on our feeds, from a lecture that I gave last week, which continues the lecture at the Jamaica Theological Seminary in Caribbean Thought. The lecture last week Wednesday, which was my birthday, June 14th. I celebrated my 44th birthday. The lecture was entitled Revisiting Caribbean History, Challenging Narratives, and Cultivating a Subaltern View. And that was Caribbean Thought Summer Semester Lecture 4. Now, the lecture was a thought-provoking lecture at Jamaica Theological Seminary in Caribbean Thought. The exploration of Caribbean history from a subaltern perspective took center stage. The aim was to trace and revisit the currents and works that have shaped the Caribbean region since the seminal publication of Arawaks to Africans by Robert Greenwood and S. Hamber in 1979. Now, this lecture, which I gave, not only presented an outline of influential Caribbean works and thinkers, but also delved into their influences, emphasizing the profound impact they have had on the development of Caribbean life, philosophy, thought, and the interpretation of its history. Now, turning to questioning narratives, Greenwood's accounts, and European history and influence. The lecture began by questioning the accounts put forth by Robert Greenwood in Arawaks to Africans. Greenwood's narrative, which seemingly portrays the Taino people as disconnected from Africans and their presence in the Caribbean, raised concerns about the influence of European history and philosophy on his interpretation of history. It challenged the notion that the Taino people had been completely wiped out and dismissed any connection they might have had with Africans. Now, a skeptical outlook and critical re-examination. The lecture urged attendees to critically examine Greenwood's accounts and approach them with a skeptical mindset. It emphasized the need to reassess our understanding of history, to reinvent ourselves in the 21st century. By challenging prevailing narratives, we can uncover hidden connections, untold stories, and alternative perspectives that offer a more comprehensive understanding of Caribbean history and its people. On the influential Caribbean works and thinkers, on the influential Caribbean works and thinkers. The lecture also provided an illuminating list of Caribbean works and thinkers whose contributions have shaped the Caribbean or the Caribbean region and influenced its trajectory. By exploring these influential voices, the lecture aimed to shed light on the rich intellectual heritage that has been instrumental in defining Caribbean life, philosophy, thought, and historical interpretation. The expanded information about their influences served as a testament to their enduring impact and relevance. The importance of reconnecting with history. Revisiting Caribbean history from a subaltern perspective is vital for the Caribbean community's self reinvention and progress. By re-evaluating and critically analyzing the narratives that have shaped our understanding of the past, we can challenge dominant paradigms and empower marginalized voices. Only through this reconnection with history can we forge a stronger, more inclusive identity that embraces that complexities of our shared heritage. Conclusion. The lecture on the subaltern view of Caribbean history provided a compelling platform to re-examine the region's past. By critically questioning by critically questioning established narratives, particularly those influenced by European history and philosophy, attendees were encouraged to challenge prevailing assumptions and explore alternative perspectives. The outlined list of influential Caribbean works and thinkers showcased the profound impact these voices have had on shaping Caribbean life, philosophy, thought, and historical interpretation. Ultimately, this lecture highlighted the importance of critically re-evaluating our history to reinvent ourselves in the 21st century and forge a more inclusive and nuanced understanding of the Caribbean's rich cultural tapestry. The lecture was provided or given by yours truly, Ronaldo Mackenzie, author of Neoliberalism. And by the way, it's available right here at the Neoliberal Corporation if you go to theneoliberal.com or ronaldocmckenzie.com. I lecture the course and Caribbean theology at Jamaica Theological Seminary while working as the creator here at the Neoliberal Corporation and on my second book, Neoliberal Globalization Reconsidered, Neocapitalism and the Death of Nations. Now, you can be a part of this movement. Please invest in our venture, donate to us by going to anchor.fm/the neoliberal slash support, or going to our website at anchor.fm slash the neoliberal, or sorry, the neoliberal.com or ronaldocmckenzie.com. And coming up on the podcast is the full 2 hour lecture where I presented on this particular topic revisit and this it began the initial discussion, just so you know, it began the initial discussion. It wasn't the full discussion, it was the initial discussion. Thank you for listening to the Neoliberal Realm podcast. We're always serving the world today to solve tomorrow's challenges by making popular what was the monopoly.